Okay. All right. While Rajat ponders over that answer, let's get a management call going. Sanjay Anand, the Chief Financial Officer at Tech Mahindra. Remember, the numbers came out late Friday evening. And there was lots of talk about the profitability. There was a very sharp other income component as well that came into the Tech Mahindra stock. So let's welcome him onto the show. Sanjay, morning. Thanks so much for joining in. Let's break down the quarter that was. On the top line, how much growth came in from pricing and how much growth has come in from volumes?
So during the quarter, we've had 4% growth from volumes. Pricing has been stable.
What's the outlook then on pricing? Are clients willing to pay you more for services that you're rendering?
No, my view is that the outlook for pricing is going to be stable.
That's a fair point. Let's talk about the verticals then. You're saying pricing is expected to be stable. You've got about a 4% growth in revenues. And acknowledge that most of your revenues are telecom derived. But specifically on BFSI, what kind of traction are you seeing? Because once again, we're coming out of a weekend where we're hearing problem points about what's happening with Goldman, Greece, with Europe being such a big market for you. BFSI specifically, how is that panning out?
You know, we as you're aware, are focused completely on the telecom sector, okay?
Sure.
And that's where we do our business. In terms of geographies, we have seen a lot of traction in the emerging markets. We are seeing business coming back in the US. Europe, we are doing well with existing customers, but new business is a bit slower there. There are obvious reasons why the sentiment is much more cautious.
Mr. Anand, how are you dealing with currency volatility? What are the kind of hedging mechanisms that you have at place at Tech Mahindra? And has there been any impact as far as the quarter that closed off on revenues or on margins?
That is true. Currency has been a headwind. If you look at our performance this quarter, we have maintained margins, EBITDA margins over the last quarter. Negatives have been currency and a slight increase in SG&A, but we have mitigated the impact of those through higher offshoring and also better business mix. As we go forward, my own view is that the rupee is going to appreciate. However, that will not be a smooth movement. There are going to be periods of volatility driven by domestic factors as well as international factors. And in terms of hedging as a policy, we hedge right out up to 5 years. At the end of this quarter, we have 270 million pounds to dollar sterling covered and around $670 million to rupee covered at pretty attractive rates. The pound to dollar is at 1.78 and the dollar to rupee is at in excess of 46 rupees.
You mentioned offshoring, Sanjay. Is that likely to be the business model going forward as well? Increasingly the shift perhaps to offshoring?
Well, our business model has always been focused on offshoring. That's a win-win for us as well as for the customer. The level of offshoring depends on the type of business you're doing, as well as how mature your relationship with the customer is. Typically, when you start business with a customer, the onshore component tends to be high. When the customer becomes more comfortable and the relationships get mature, there is a higher level of offshoring that happens. There are types of business like SI, system integration work that you do, which will always have a slightly higher onshore presence.
I was just speaking about how you've managed to hold margins in the quarter gone by. What's the outlook for the rest of the year?
Well, we don't give guidance. I would say that in the immediate future there are going to be some headwinds in terms of wage inflation and currency. As always, there will be operating levers that we can use to mitigate the impact of these. However, they will tend to come in gradually over the year, not all in one go.
You speak about wage inflation, Sanjay. Most of your colleagues in the industry have talked about it being irrational and unsustainable. Do you feel the need that you perhaps have to take further wage hikes as you go along, and that could perhaps be a dampener on margins at any point in financial year 2011?
We have not announced our wage hikes yet. What we are saying is that you're aware of what's happening in the market. We are committed to remaining competitive. The fact that wage hikes announced by competition are significant, and those will certainly be headwinds for margins for everybody in the industry. What is going to be the sustainable level of wage increase in future is difficult to predict. As you know, in 12 months there has been a sea change in the environment. If you look at last year, it was all doom and gloom, and there was very little happening by way of wage increase. However, the picture has changed today.
Okay, Mr. Anand, let's talk about how key clients are behaving. BT and AT&T, of course, being the most noted names on your client list. How much business is right now coming from BT? And can you throw some light on AT&T as well? Because the kind of exit they made just a few days back, they sold off their equity in the company. That raised questions on the business partnership between the two companies, yourselves and, of course, AT&T.
Well, BT is just a little below 50% of our business now, and AT&T is also a very significant customer. What we've said about BT is that in the foreseeable future we expect business to be in the range of 70 to 72 million pounds a quarter. As far as AT&T is concerned, recently they looked at all their vendors, some 5,000, and selected, I think, maybe 6 or 7 people as the outstanding vendors for them. And in the IT sector, they chose Tech Mahindra. We were very pleased and proud to be recognized in that manner. I think that reflects the quality of the work we do to AT&T, and as well as the depth of the relationship we have with them. And we believe it's AT&T is a customer with whom there is a lot of opportunity. How much of that gets converted will, as always, depend on how well we continue to deliver.
Let's talk a little bit more about the operating environment, Sanjay. Are clients in Europe worried about the peak situation at this point in time, and is that likely to be impacting budgets for them and pricing power for you? As you rightly pointed out, most of your business is telecom and derived from the European region.
I think clients in Europe, their approach continues to be cautious.
And would you by and large see further challenges persisting going forward during the financial year?
Difficult to predict. You know the challenges that different countries in Europe have. So certainly, for the time being, their approach is going to be cautious. At the same time, for any of them, there is a huge opportunity by way of offshoring. So there are factors both ways in their decision making. So let's see how it works out.
Okay, then let's leave it at that juncture on that note. Thanks, Mr. Anand, for taking the time out speaking to us about how things are shaping up at Tech Mahindra. That's a quick earnings call coming in. Just about 7 to 8 minutes left before the action kicks off in the